Once meth hit, it was over. They'd grab people by the hairs like never before. Everybody had meth. If you were from Michoacán, going delivering 10, 20 pounds, everybody built a wealth.
Today's guest is a man we'll call Fernando, a career drug trafficker for La Familia Michoacana, one of the oldest and most established drug cartels in Mexico. The state of Michoacán is the most lawless, crime-infested region in Mexico. Drug lord El Mencho, founder of the Jalisco New Generation cartel, is from there. And while not as well known to the outside world as cartels from Sinaloa or Jalisco, Michoacán is a bigger net exporter of drugs to the United States than those other two places combined. Their biggest product is crystal meth, which they cook non-stop in kitchens throughout the remote Tierra Caliente region of Michoacán. In fact, when Mexican cartels first monopolized the crystal meth trade in the early 2000s, it was ice from Michoacán that began the epidemic that swept over American cities. And that's where guys like Fernando come in. Fernando grew up in a family of drug kingpins and spent his childhood going back and forth between Michoacán and Fresno, California. Throughout his childhood, Fernando's family migrated to different small towns from Washington State to South Dakota in order to open up new drug markets. Then, when he was only 16, Fernando's father went off to prison, so he and his brothers took over the business. They flooded a small South Dakota town with thousands of pounds of pure crystal meth shipped directly from the bosses in Michoacán. They made millions of dollars and contributed to one of the most gruesome drug epidemics in the history of the United States. Fernando gives fascinating insight into the narco culture of Michoacán and exposes the connection between that region and nomadic drug trafficking families like his, spread out in small towns throughout the United States. And for a bonus episode with Fernando where he tells jaw-dropping stories from when he actually lived in Mexico, check out that Patreon, patreon.com/The Connect Show. All right, you guys, get ready. This episode is Puro Michoacán. I give you Fernando right here on The Connect with Johnny Mitchell. So tell us, what makes Michoacán unique from the other narco regions in Mexico like Sinaloa?
Its position, that where it's at, it's terrain, and it almost crosses half the middle part of Mexico. And you got to go through there to get your drugs from Colombia, wherever it is. They bring them.
Yeah. And
they had different ways of getting it, through the mountains, through the coast. That's their position they hold. Their knowledge of the terrain, their knowledge of people, of the government, and all that.
Yeah.
Because it all comes down to, like, the government, their sons are like, the cartel sons, now they're the new politicians and and stuff like that, or their dads work together, and that's why it's so
embedded.
Yeah, in the culture.
Did you see Cartel Land, the documentary?
No, I haven't.
About 10 years ago. So
might have.
It was basically the Knights Templar was a super brutal cartel and massacring innocent people in Michoacán. And so there's this autodefensa, right?
Mm-hmm.
This self-defense group, right?
Yep.
So self-defense groups are almost as common in Michoacán as cartels. And so what they did is they strapped up. They got local police to become involved. They got permission from the citizenry. And basically, they wiped Knights Templar out. And then what do? They turned around.
They turned into Los Viagras.
That's right. Los Viagras, which is now one of the strongest cartels in Mexico.
But only in that area. Only in Tierra Caliente.
Right.
Remember we were talking about the 4 letters? He can't get in. Like, he can try as hard as he wants.
Yeah.
He can spend as much money. He can throw as many bullets, but he can't.
And you're talking about Mencho.
Yep.
Biggest kingpin in the world of the Jalisco cartel. He is from Michoacán, and he's taken all the other regions in Mexico, basically, but he can't take over Michoacán. He can't get his birthplace.
Yeah, and that's one thing about people from Michoacán. They're that's very sacred to them where they're from.
Yeah,
like, we're very proud people. Like,
yeah. There is this like religiosity to to drug trafficking that the people of Michoacan have. Like they're very connected to the earth, and they view drug trafficking almost as like their birthright. Like it's its own country, and this is how we feed ourselves, is through meth. So we will defend it.
Yeah, and then also how many families have been dying against each other? Like it's a blood thing now. That's what it is. It's where they're just, oh, you killed this person, I'm gonna kill you worse, I'm gonna kill you worse, and this and that, and they don't care who it is.
Right.
Families getting wiped out like nothing.
So your father is from Apatzingon.
Yep.
The city in Tierra Caliente in Michoacan. He got started in the drug business with marijuana with your grandfather, I believe, right?
Yep. They had acres of plot of land, and what other ways to use it but to grow something that makes money.
Yeah. And that's how they began. Before cartels, it was just like weed growing families that knew each other, and they would, share land, and they would basically sell tons of it to either their people or other gringos, whoever was coming down to pick it up from America.
Yeah, George, that dude, he used to go out there. He used to get a weed from out there.
Who's George?
George, George Young.
Oh,
from Blow.
George Young.
That's when he started. You see in the movie how he goes and sees those Mexican dudes or whatever. Yeah. They were from Michoacan. Yeah.
I didn't know that. Wow. So Michoacan maybe had even better and more abundant weed than they had in the Golden Triangle in Sinaloa.
Wow. Yeah, I would say so.
That's wild. That's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild. Now, what age did your father immigrate to the U.S. and he moved to Fresno, where he eventually had you? Do you know how old he was when he did that?
I don't remember, dude. I don't remember how old he was.
It was in the 80s?
He was in the 80s. I was born in 85. So basically, I don't remember. It was, I mean, I really never paid attention to, my dad's age and stuff like that. So.
You were talking to me off camera about Michoacan. They don't, even though they produce a lot of drugs there, they have to work with cartels that control the border regions. So Tijuana with the Arellano Felix, Sinaloa, obviously. Now it's Jalisco. They control most of the border. So what that's done is it's caused a lot of people from Michoacan who want to get in the drug game. They have to immigrate to the U.S. to really make that big money and sell it out here retail, because the border is already where the big money is made, in the hop crossing the drugs. That's already sewed up. That's already monopolized by the people that have the border regions.
Yep. Basically, yeah, they you have to come out here. And here, like we said earlier, you got to look over your shoulder constantly. Out here is stressful. Out here, selling drugs, man, it sucks. It's very stressful.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money, but it's very stressful.
And you were saying like how Michoacaneses will, first of all, they all talk. Wherever there's a community of Michoacaneses in the U.S., everybody will know, whether that's in Atlanta or Fresno or Yakima, Washington. Everybody knows somebody from all of those different little communities, right?
Yeah, basically, kind of like if we would have went to move somewhere, we would have moved somewhere where we knew there was people. Oh, this person's there. Oh, yeah, like, oh, my cousin. My dad would be like, oh, my cousin or somebody. We would just go right there where they were at, and he would just put up shop, basically.
Set up shop. He would heat the area up.
Yeah.
And that's all your dad did growing up when you were a kid. He didn't have a job. He was a drug dealer.
Yeah, he was a drug dealer. He was a drug dealer, basically.
So he started off in the 80s in Fresno, where you were born, where you grew up, with coke.
Yep.
Right? Mm-hmm. And you said back then he's dealing with the Sinaloa cartel. Like you don't think he was dealing with the Michoacan families anymore?
Well, I mean, they're the Sinaloa's got the power on. They got the power on coke. Mm-hmm. They do, and they have a certain percentage of any drug coming through there. Right. So it has to be. You got to go through them.
Yeah, yeah.
You got to go through them.
What was growing up like? You were a spoiled kid, you said.
Yeah.
It's funny to think about like Mexican immigrants in Fresno being spoiled, but you always had drug money.
Yeah, no, it was definitely fun. I mean, having the new Nintendo or whatever it was, Genesis or whatever it was, every Christmas I had like 10 presents, and it was just, yeah, it was good stuff too, like good stuff, good presents I used to get. Yeah. So yeah, it was embedded in me already. It's like, it's like, oh, I want this. And I didn't even have to think of, oh, what did my dad have to do for me to get something? Right. I never had to like worried about that. He'd be like, oh, he would tell my mom, go buy him whatever. Right. And yeah. Wow. Now, we had every movie. We had every big TVs when we were young, and cars, all that.
Wow. And it was like 6th grade or something when you discovered what your dad did, where the money came from?
Yeah. Somebody told me, he's like, well, how do you think you got this? And I'm like, well, my dad works. He has a company. He has a lawn service company. That's how I got it. He's like, no, he's not. He's a drug dealer, like in front of everybody. And then I just shut up and froze like, whoa. But it made sense. It was something I was like, whoa, okay. It's kind of like I knew it, but it really clicked in me to like, okay.
Did you go confront your dad?
No, I never did.
Huh.
I never did. For what? Thanks to that, I mean, we had big, lavish parties back in the day. We had all sorts of stuff. We had a great childhood. I mean, playing soccer. I mean, we would go eat everywhere. I mean, anywhere. And yeah, my dad always with a big old wad of cash. Yeah. Yeah, basically, yeah, he was something else. And then he had a lot of girls too.
Oh, I'm sure he did.
Oh yeah, he had when he passed away. He had about like a bunch of older ladies there
at the funeral.
Yeah,
oh. I'm sure your mom again thrilled.
Yeah, no, well, my mom. One thing about my mom, I mean, she cared about us more than anything, and I feel like she loved us so much that she could literally forgive him whatever for all the stuff or whatever. And then my dad was a good guy too. He would her family was always, they were poor family, and he would hand them cash too. I mean, my dad wasn't stingy at all with the money. Yeah. That's another thing I feel like he lost so much money because he was drunk and he was going to make stuff happen and everybody was going to have fun. Yeah. Yeah. So he wasn't very organized with his money. Right. I think that when my grandpa passed away, that's why he had so much, because he would finance all his stuff. Like, okay, I'm going to buy 10 cows. I'm going to buy this and put this into work. Right. And do this. And that's why he accumulated so much stuff. Because, I mean, he basically, he was like you said, he was like, So your grandfather was like the smart one. He was the investor. Yeah. He was the one that took the weed money and bought land, but he didn't get into the coke game. No, my grandpa, no, he didn't. Okay. No. Okay. Do you think that most Michoacaneses in the different communities around America, the ones that are here to sell drugs, do you think they came here with the purpose of setting up shop? Or did they come here, just like any other immigrant, here to work and to have a better life, and then they just, met connects in their community and got back into the game? Basically, it's a lot of them come with that promise of, oh, hey, I'm gonna send you over there. You're gonna help this person. They pay for when they cross, and then they pay it off, I guess, or whatever they have going, and they come with that idea that, oh, I'm gonna be helping somebody do illegal, like, they're gonna be in there, cooking up badges and putting back together. And going delivering 10, 20 pounds to somebody in a car, and dude, it's scary without no stash or anything. Just drive it to somebody, and it's like, yes, man.
You guys, I am very excited to introduce this new sponsor, The Wellness Company. Check it out. You guys remember ivermectin, right? That drug that treated millions of people during the pandemic that they were trying to smear and call it a horse tranquilizer. Well, some of you probably don't know that it's actually one of the most safest, widely distributed generic drugs in the world. Like billions of doses of this thing have been given out to people, especially in developing countries, places in Africa. It is an incredible, incredible drug. But what if I told you that most ivermectin today is made in China? It's true. About 80% of the world's ivermectin supply comes from Asia. But not at The Wellness Company. Introducing American-made ivermectin. Safe, trusted, tested, and produced locally in Florida. Ivermectin has been prescribed globally for more than 30 years and even earned the Nobel Prize in Medicine for its proven ability to eliminate parasites. But after success treating COVID, emerging research shows that the wonder drug can help with everything from rosacea, arthritis, and even cancer. That's amazing. Most pharmacies charge $5 a tablet for 12 milligrams or less, but The Wellness Company is offering a higher 18 milligram dose for just $3.50 per tablet. You'll get a 6-month supply of 84 tablets, all at an unbeatable price. Support American medicine and Patriot doctors, not China's supply line. Get your US-made ivermectin today at twc.health/connect and use code CONNECT, CONNECT, to save $30 off plus free shipping. This is amazing, and I wish I had known about The Wellness Company over the pandemic. You guys, once again, because I believe in this so much, the power of generic drugs, go to twc.health/connect and use code CONNECT to save $30 off plus free shipping. Thank you, Wellness Company. We're happy that you are on board with our show. Okay, so people from Michoacan immigrate here, and their American dream is making money from drug trafficking. There's no two ways about it.
That's the easiest route.
And do they get sponsored? Do they get sponsored by people in Michoacan? Whether they're part of the cartel or they're cooks or something. They say, hey, I'm going to pay for I'm going to pay a pollero to cross you, and then you're going to go to Atlanta and start moving it, and I'm going to get you your product in a week.
And you're gonna work. You're gonna make this much, and they're like, okay, and yeah, they come out here. But most of them are in prison. That's why you see so many people in prison from Michoacan.
Of course.
Basically, they're all they're given a promise without not thinking of the to what's going to happen to them.
I think they know. I think they know by now.
They know, but it hits. They know once they're in there. This is what I was really getting into.
You were telling me, like, once you guys find a market, usually like a small town, don't you think? I mean, I know Atlanta's a huge hub, a huge city, but don't you think that Michoacaneses go to like the smaller regions of America, like Fresno, like Yakima? Don't you think that attracts them a little more?
Yeah. Sioux Falls,
South Dakota, where you were hustling.
Yeah.
Why do you think they go to these like tiny little regions as opposed to like LA?
It's like new girlfriend, basically. Or, like, hey, untouched, something nice, something new. Nobody's, I'm the first one here, and I'm gonna f out of it, basically.
So it's like no competition.
No competition whatsoever.
Yeah.
No competition. You're moving stuff at your pace, at your what you can do, and you're setting up you're your own boss, basically.
Right. So you're the one bringing in all the weight, and everybody else, you basically set the market price for the people that are dealing it for you.
Yeah, and you're just gonna have haters like, man, that's it.
Right.
So you got to really worry about just your haters. You don't have to worry about, oh, I owe this person this much, or he's gonna kill me, or this is gonna happen, or your losses are your losses, basically.
Yeah. And that's kind of why. Do you think that's why the Michoacaneses got into meth and shifted away from coke, it's because they didn't have to rely on, you know, Colombians or other Mexican cartels to get the product. All they had to do was get the precursors, right?
And they want their money. Coke money is, I mean, if you get it fronted, hardly anybody's going to front you. I mean, people do front you, but it's like, I want it now. It's like now. It's like, yeah. And with meth, it's like, you know, we have 20 more. You know, we have 30 more.
We can always get more.
We can always get more, you know. You lost 5? That's okay. Don't worry about it. You know, water under a bridge.
Right.
Just pay me when you know, you can make it up whenever.
Well, because you were telling me when you first got into it, a pound of meth was like $1,000, right? Or something like super cheap.
It was about, when I got in it was a little bit more expensive than, I mean, now it's
gone down.
It's
crazy.
Crazy. It's crazy. We started at about 4,000. We used to pay for a pound.
Okay.
4,000, and we used to cut a whole pound into it. We used to put a whole pound into a pound, making 100% profit.
Wow.
And just ounces.
And how much could you sell an ounce of that for?
1,000. That's what they were going for.
Wow. So you buy a pound of pure crystal meth for $4,000. You turn it into 2 pounds. So that's 28. Sorry, that's 32 ounces. And you sell each of those ounces. So from a $4,000 investment, you made 32. So your profit is 28,000.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And you had them moving back and forth, constantly.
Moving.
And in that time, it was like things were a little bit. It wasn't like it is now. I mean, now it's like it's everywhere.
Yeah,
it's everywhere. Back then, it was like it was in transporting it all the way from out there to Sioux Falls. It's right. It's definitely,
You guys were the first ones with it. You guys were on the ground floor.
Yeah. The ones that actually commercialized it where you could just go and get an ounce like nothing.
Yeah.
Not like before, it'd be like, oh, I don't got it right now. Or there were people, but not us. We had it that. Do
you think Michoacan is the biggest supplier of meth to the U.S.? Like, do you think they started that phenomenon?
Oh, yeah, definitely. That's our shit. Yeah, that's our shit, man.
Even more than Jalisco?
Yeah, man. It's Jalisco, yeah, man.
Wow.
You know, not to say nothing about them, but, you know, they got their little ways.
Yeah.
You know, and one thing about us, we go. We really enjoy that. It's in their blood, like literally.
Yeah. So your father, as you were growing up, just to give people an idea of how much money these little communities were getting, tell us about the gambling and the Michoacán, the volleyball and the card games. A lot of people, even people that know about Mexicans, don't know about these small little communities and the gambling that goes on with Mexicans in the U.S.
Yeah, man, that's definitely something that I thought it was ordinary, and I mean, like nobody really like knows how much Michoacán and even Sinaloa how much they enjoy volleyball. They volleyball
of all things.
Yeah, volleyball. Volley, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's different though. It's not like, you know, like that or whatever. And
you're not like shirtless white boys in California playing volleyball on the beach.
The beach.
You're fat Mexicans with man tits.
No, well, I mean,
all due respect.
And the thing is, they'll be selling stuff. They'll be like, you know, playing or whatever, and they'll be like, oh, hold on, oh, that's my client. Just right there in front of everybody, like it was nothing.
Hitting licks.
While playing volleyball, and
wow.
got about 10,000 in the line. Yeah, a lot of money.
Wow.
A lot of money definitely flows around that
right.
Place.
So every community with Michoacaneses, people from Michoacán, have these little volleyball centers.
We have one here
in Austin. Wow. And this is kind of a gathering point for drug dealers too. This is where a lot of them meet. The bar for the mercenaries and stuff, you know? Right. Or
in
like,
a way, yeah.
Like the Italian mafia in New York had these social clubs
Yeah, you know, they had their hangouts, you know.
Right.
I don't know what they do, delis or whatever their thing is.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And you guys had the volleyball courts.
We had the volleyball, and everybody brings their kids. It's like something. I've been playing volleyball since I don't even remember when I started playing volleyball.
Wow.
And yeah, it's a big thing. I mean, everybody wants you to play. If you're really good, yeah, they want you to play.
And they're betting on the games?
Oh yeah, definitely betting a lot of money in the games.
So gambling is huge in the Mexican Michoacan community.
Yeah.
You guys are always betting on something.
Yep, definitely. Well, in prison as well.
Yeah.
You know, like we love gambling.
Do you think that comes, you know where I think that comes from? You know, the indigenous people of Mexico, the whether it's the Aztecs or the Mayans or whoever, you know, they were like rampant gamblers.
Really?
Even in, 1,000 years ago, they were betting on shit. Even, you know, using seashells as money or beads or whatever.
Not even gold.
I think it's in your blood, dude.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think we look at it like material stuff. That's why it's like, whatever, you know.
Yes, it's like you guys are driven. Mexicans are driven to make money, and they take the biggest risks to do it. But yet, when you get a bunch of money, you enjoy it. You don't hold on to it, squirrel it away. You use it for life, for fun.
And they want to take it back to Mexico. And you know, that's where they know that they're gonna be.
Right.
You know, they could be drinking till like 8 in the morning, or I mean, like, you know, till like 2, 3 in the morning with with whatever music you got blasting.
Yeah.
And nobody's gonna say anything.
Do you think a lot of Michoacaneses, when they hit a lick in a small town in America, they start wiring their drug money back to the old country? They must.
Yeah, they do. But there is no future going back over there. Everybody starts making their families here too.
Right.
As well. I mean, they can't, I mean, they establish, I mean, they do all that and then they don't even go back to Michoacan or something. And
they do when they get caught and they get deported.
Yeah, but I mean.
But their families stay here.
Yeah. So basically that's, you know, that's where they're playing their roots because out there, some of them don't even want to live out there because it's so bad.
There's so much violence.
So much violence. And they basically they're like, I already spent so much money out there anyways, you know, but yeah, no, they definitely do. They send it to their fathers and mothers they got out there. They take care of them. But like I said, that the whole thing changed where they just want to, it's like a false narrative they have in their head or something, thinking that they're gonna, I'm gonna enjoy this, and yeah, they don't enjoy it. They don't enjoy none of that drug money, none of that stuff. They don't enjoy it because, like I said, they're looking over their shoulder. They don't want to buy cars because it's too flashy, and it's also true. I mean, that's how DEA starts looking at them. That's how they start looking at them.
So, and your father, as you're coming up, your father's he goes from a gambler to a gambling junkie. But tell us about some of these after the volleyball games, some of these card games.
Yeah, no, the card games are crazy. Hands being played for thousands, like 100, depending on who's actually playing. But yeah, you can walk away. You can become a millionaire at some of these games. Wow, you could really become a millionaire.
So these are like high rollers. High rollers,
yeah. And where I've seen that a lot was in Washington State. That's where I think my dad developed a worse gambling habit. Do
you think that was is that because there was more Mexicans getting meth money?
Yeah, definitely. That was everybody had meth. If you were from Michoacan, you know, everybody built a wealth. Yeah. That's why you see so many little stores, Michoacana, La Michoacana, or, you know, this, then that.
Right.
That's where they all get their, you know, their little starts and stuff.
Right. Is owning those stores as fronts?
Yeah, basically.
Right.
Or they try to go legit.
Or restaurants too, La Michoacana.
Yeah,
Every town has one.
And it's like, Michoacan, they do make the best food. They're definitely people really use La Michoacan for food and stuff. They use La Michoacana or something like that, and they're not even from there or something like that. They're very famous for that.
Today's episode is brought to you by Ava. I love this company. Ava is a credit building app designed to improve your credit score fast. This is how it works. Everything is on a subscription now. We live on a subscription lifestyle. Your phone bill, your rent, your credit card payments, all of that stuff every month is on auto pay, right? This is what Ava does. Ava reports all of your on-time payments to all of the major credit bureaus, which helps your credit score improve very fast, like within a month. Ava can now report your rent, utility, phone bills, all of that stuff automatically, even up to 24 months of past payments. So your everyday payments help build your credit fast. All of that is included in the Ava membership. You guys, I started using Ava last year when my credit was a little sluggish and I needed to access a business loan. I started using Ava, and seriously, within like 2 weeks, my credit score had jumped by about 50 points. That's how powerful it is to just have them reporting your payments that you're going to make anyways on auto pay to all of the major credit bureaus. I can't recommend this enough. You gotta have good credit to get ahead in this life. Unfortunately, we still live in a debt-based monetary system. So it's Bitcoin and it's credit, all right? And Ava is the cheapest, best, and most efficient way to help you do that. Ava has a credit card they offer too. So if you just need to get in the game, if you've got no credit whatsoever and you just need to start buying and making payments on it so you can start building your credit score, Ava can get you a $2,500 limit credit card with no credit check. Super easy. They can get you approved in just 5 minutes. That's a great, great feature of their company. So take control of your credit today. Download the Ava app. That's AVA. And when you join, use my promo code CONNECT20. That's CONNECT20, CONNECT20, and you'll get 20% off your first year. That's monthly or annually, your choice. Again, grab the Ava app and use my promo code CONNECT20 so they know you heard it from me and you're going to get that 20% off your plan for your first year. That's promo code CONNECT20. Thanks to Ava. Now go and get yourself some good credit.
So your dad could lose $50,000, $100,000 in a card game?
I mean, he's gotten to that point, yeah.
Wow.
He has. And like I said, and the losses were losses.
How many guys like your dad were in Fresno growing up?
Oh,
like
man.
on the level of like your dad? Like, was he the man, or do you think there was other dudes from Michoacan also kind of like moving like he was?
I think back then there was more people like probably more, because the game wasn't as touched as it is now.
Right.
So they basically anybody could have had, the wave hit, everybody was eating.
Yeah.
Everybody was eating.
Yeah. Now, who were his customers? He was getting kilos and then breaking them down and giving them out to retailers. Was he dealing with like gang members? Like who was selling this shit for him?
He had people he knew from Michoacan, like his workers.
Right.
His workers from Michoacan, and they were the ones in there in the trap. They were in there,
Wow.
Yeah, they were the ones in the gritty. They were the ones in the gritty. My dad.
So your dad would call down to Michoacan and say, "Send me up some kids."
Yeah, some of those white ladies or something, basically.
No, send me up some soldiers to sell this shit out.
Yeah. I mean, not really, because like I said, that you're your own boss when you're working out here. Like, one thing about my dad, he was his own boss. He didn't have, to like, this person, he probably didn't even know where it was coming from. He just, somebody, hey, here you go, boom, and that was
but
it.
who was he working with? Like, I'm saying he didn't speak any English. Is he giving it out to Mexican Americans, or is he only dealing with people from the old country?
Where a tweaker's going to be a tweaker. So, I mean, and he's going to have money, so it doesn't matter. Honestly, I think like it's just whoever goes to him. And that's basically it.
Yeah, yeah. So then he switched from cocaine to heroin in the 90s. Can you explain the difference between, I mean, we know the difference between heroin and cocaine, but like the different ways that like heroin gets imported to these small towns, and then a guy like your dad, how does he sell that out?
Well, basically, he knows somebody, like, he'll go and be like, oh, I need this much. They'll front it to him, because that's another thing that we do get a lot of fronted stuff. Like, every time we got any product or whatever, it's always fronted.
Because your dad was so well known. He was known as like a solid dude.
Yeah.
His credit was good.
Yeah, his credit was good. To this day, I could get credit off of that.
Wow.
To this day.
For real?
Oh, yeah, man.
Wow. So you know your dad's connects?
My cousins and everybody, my whole family,
Right.
like my whole family is from out there. And it's like
Right.
one family, it's like, oh, hey, I need a car or this and that.
Right.
And there you go.
So you still have family moving in Mexico?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
So tell us about that heroin money. It was black tar heroin?
Yeah, black tar.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's like the wave that hit here. You know, like the 90s, how heroin just took over.
Yeah.
And then, like, before you know it, this new drug, or like right now, fentanyl,
Right.
or even like cocaine coming back, you know, and yeah, it's I guess it's all to the people's taste, and I mean,
Of course.
and
Well, I remember just being from Portland, Oregon, hearing about this thing, black tar heroin. It was so scary. They were like, yeah, it's Mexican. The Mexicans sell it. It's black tar, which I've heard is actually weaker heroin than like the pure China white shit. But that's the stuff that comes from, you know, Sinaloa, Michoacán,
Guerrero.
Guerrero's
the big, they're
Really?
the bosses of that.
Really?
Yeah, Guerrero.
Oh, that's
they're,
why-
they're the mountains out there. They grow poppy seeds.
The poppies.
Yeah,
Right.
Out there, that's their game.
That's making a comeback because they're making it hard to get precursors for fentanyl. So now you're starting to see a lot of raw heroin seizures at the border again. So heroin, opioids will always,
Yeah.
you can't just say, oh, we're killing fentanyl dealers. Oh, what, are junkies going to stop getting high? No.
No, they're not. I mean, what's worse? I mean, fentanyl or heroin?
No, fentanyl makes heroin look like you're on a diet. Oh, he's doing well. He's doing well.
Oh, he's doing heroin now.
Yeah. Oh, good for him.
I just only take, heroin today,
So, but your dad never did drugs.
Oh, yeah. He did. He did, but he didn't do just coke. That
He
was
just
his
stuck
thing.
with coke and
oh,
he
yeah, that's
drank.
and he drank.
Yeah.
And cigarettes. That was his thing.
But gambling turns out to be the worst drug for him.
Yeah.
That was the worst
That was-
addiction for him.
Man, that was one thing I think he would. I think we'd be wealthy if it wasn't for that.
I mean, it sounds like this guy blew millions on these card games.
Yeah.
Wow.
And on the partying
Right.
and then not being home, just he would send people to go pick up money at the house.
Wow.
One time my mom told me the story where one of my uncles went to pick up. He had taken, I think, like 50,000 or something like that with him, just to have on him. And then he had like another 50 or something stashed in a box under his bed. And he used to send one of my uncles to go pick up, go bring me 10,000. Go bring me another 10. Until my mom got fed up. He's like, you know what? You're going to get in trouble. So here, give him all the money he had in there. Like, just don't come back. Like,
And he was at the card game.
And he was at the car game. He was sending people to go pick up money. 10,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And within hours,
Yeah.
losing 30, 40. I mean, my dad literally, I wouldn't say lost a lot of knowledge because of that. Because of one thing, if you are into gambling, you know how bad it is when you're on a bad streak.
Bad streak. Yeah.
If you're oh man, that's worse than finding out somebody's your girl or something.
Right.
I feel like, yeah, man.
Exactly.
That- Definitely worse, way more expensive than doing drugs.
And the stress of it too.
Yeah.
But your dad was so thorough. He was so tied in with the narcos, with the bosses, that he could just say, "Oh, I'm broke. Send up another 20 pounds."
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Wow.
And then make it up and keep on going and gambling and
Right.
keep it going. And he was just stuck in a place where he couldn't get over unless he did a drastic change.
So So you saw money growing up in the house. You saw these huge amounts of money.
I used to go into his box he had under his bed, and I used to be like just playing with the money and stuff like that.
Just stacks of money.
Yeah, just stacks of money.
Crazy.
And it's crazy because as we kind of started having money, we would used to do that to our little, like our kids and stuff, like my little nephews and stuff. We'd be like, with a cell phone and like just money all over and stuff. Yeah.
You guys are like hood rich.
Yeah. But nobody knew about us like that. I mean, like here in the United States, because like I said, you're always worried about, you should have thought about that when you lost all that money.
Right,
you know?
right.
Yeah.
Now, did your dad ever get did he ever get robbed? Did you guys ever get threatened?
He had a blacklist. Not a, I won't say blacklist, so people kind of understand, but he had a list. He had written down about $2 million worth of what people owed him. That's in heroin back when it was heroin. Wow. When he got arrested.
People owed him $2 million.
Yep. He had it written down. This person owed me 20, 30, this person 100. Wow. He had,
Wow.
Now one single person paid 1 penny.
After he went away.
Yeah, after he went away. And that's when we moved to Washington.
Okay, but hang on. So he had how many people? I mean, that's like, how many workers do you have? Dozens and dozens of workers.
No. I mean, once a trap is bumping, you could have one person there and he's just gonna be constantly just moving.
Right.
And he would take like, he's got a well, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think heroin comes in like 4-packs, like 4 ounces in a pedazo or something like that.
A pedazo, yeah.
Yeah, a pedazo.
So 4 ounces.
So he'll probably have like 20 of them, and then he'll like, let me take this to him, or 3 or 4 over here, and it's like that. Just moving them, just putting them where they gotta, kind of like kind of like Legos.
So he would get his shit fronted, and then he would front it to the traps.
Yeah.
And so the credit can build up, and there's cash flow issues.
Yep.
Right. That makes sense. Now with black tar heroin, do you cut that, or that's already
ready?
No,
they do. They cut it. I don't know how they cut it.
Okay, but they do cut it.
They do cut it. They do. Michoacan knows how to cut. I know how to. I'm still to this day. We used to cut so much coke. It was.
You used to cut coke?
Yeah, we used to cut coke too. We used to make out of a key. We take out 40%, 400 grams, and just put in 400 grams of cut.
What kind of cut? Explain that. That.
It's acid. It's a. It's like it's a supplement for bones, like people that have problems with their bones.
Right.
So that's basically that's what they use. The main ingredient,
calcium.
Kind of like calcium. Yeah. Okay. Basically, you break down a whole key. You put it where it's like kind of like a little grainy, not too powdered out, because that's how you lose, but a little bit grainy. I remember being like that with a sauce or something, trying to just like that, and I was only young.
So you had the shaker?
Yep, shaker.
The sifter?
Yep, and basically you break it down like that, you mix them both like that, and then you make these molds. You make a mold like this to, so you can reshape it again. You put a bunch of towels, those blue towels for painting and all that stuff. You put it in, you mix it up with some acetone, the two, the powder and the vitamin for the bones.
Why the acetone? Is that just to make it lock up?
To lock up.
Okay.
So it can, be, and you got to make it kind of like like dough. In a doughy way. Right. So you put it back you reshape it again into a thing like this, You
put it into a pan?
It's like 4 blocks, kind of like, emulate an actual brick.
Yeah.
Then you have to push it down and make it nice and, hard, where it like reshapes again.
Right.
And then what we used to do, the selling thing was the stamping on it. We used to re-stamp them again.
Okay. So what was the stamp you guys were getting on your coke?
It was, you remember those old keys? like the ones they used, like the skull keys or whatever, you know,
Yes.
those kind of keys, you know, that's
was-
how we got, that's the stamp we used to get from Sinaloa.
Okay.
That was our stamp that we used to get from the guy we used to get.
Okay.
So what we would do, of course, we're gonna reshape it again and everything. We used to steal like from the license plates, like the last 3 digits or like 2 digits, just all for show.
Yeah.
It's all for show.
Of course.
Put it in there, then you wrap them. Oh man, I used to hate wrapping them with just different things. Basically, you know, bags, you know, like Ziploc. You the what's it called, the food saver ones, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we put them in there. Then we take tape, black tape first. We used to do it like that.
Mm-hmm.
Just tape it, and then we would use brown tape around that.
Why the different tapes? What is the purpose of that?
It's all aesthetic.
Okay.
It just makes it look nice. Like,
Right.
oh, you know, these dudes really.
Right. Oh,
these
so
dudes-
you want your customers to think, oh wow,
Yeah.
this hasn't been touched since the border, since it came across from Mexico.
Yep.
I see.
It's all in the presentation
Right,
you give them.
right.
And then, which defeats the whole process, but we used to do it. So we used to put a V on the with something sharp, with a knife or something. We cut it up, and then put another thing on it, so somebody could be like, they open it and be like, yeah, man, this is good shit, you know, and they're like,
Oh, so you open it, you gave them, if they wanted to
yeah,
put a key in there or a knife, they could take a little sniff.
Yeah, and you know, to give it a good, just a good presentation. Yeah, give it a good presentation.
Wild. And how did you know that 400 grams was the right amount to take off? Like, how did you know that okay, the market, people are still going to buy it even when it's only 60% pure?
But the code we were getting was the
bomb.
The bomb. No, it was yeah. They were like bone gray.
Right.
Not the fish scale. All these people got the fish scale. The real ones are the bone color, kind of like keys.
So it's like grayish. It's off white.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So like those are more pure.
Right.
Those were the ones we used to get.
Right. So your customers were fine if you're getting that and it's 95% pure. You're taking 400 grams off of it. Now it's only 60% pure, 55. But that was good enough for your customers who were paying, you know,
Yeah.
wholesale price for your shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
But they get too expensive. I mean, at the end of the day, it's too much work.
Today's episode is sponsored by Betterhelp. You guys, it's 2026, and I don't know if you've looked outside, but there's some stressful things going on. You might need to talk to a therapist. You guys, I've talked about mental health before, and I've used BetterHelp, the world's #1 online therapy platform, for years now. With over 30,000 therapists to choose from, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 5 million people globally, and it works. It's got a rating of 4.9 out of 5 for a live session based on 1.7 million client reviews. Everybody has different needs when it comes to mental health, and BetterHelp will pair you with the therapist that specializes in what you need. And if for any reason you don't mesh with your therapist, if you're not getting along, if you need somebody different, BetterHelp will find you a new therapist at no cost. They make it very, very easy and very quick. I love BetterHelp. It saved me time and money as opposed to having to go out and get a brick and mortar live therapist who even does that anymore. Use BetterHelp and take care of your mental health. You can't step into a lighter version of yourself without leaving behind what's been weighing you down. Therapy can help you clear space. Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/connect. Once again, that's betterhelp.com/connect.
So how much were you buying a key for, and then how much were you passing it off for after you cut it?
About 18.5 we used to get them.
Okay.
I used to get them 18.5.
Okay. And then how much you selling that key for after you break it down?
Same, and just make, well.
Oh, I see. And then you just keep the 400 as your profit, the 400 grams.
So like basically, let's say I get 10 keys. I'm going to make 4 keys out of that. That's the profit.
Right. Oh, shit. So now off of 10 keys at 18,000, say, call it 20.
You might let them go for 15 just to make it faster, you know?
So you made 65 G's though.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. And you were 17 doing this?
Yeah, probably 16 or 17.
So your brothers were already in the game. You have older brothers.
Yeah.
You're the youngest male of your siblings.
Yep.
Did your brothers, or are they the ones that brought you in and showed you the game, how to cook and how to package?
Well, it started where they had me as a lookout. They would be downstairs in the basement because it's South Dakota. There's basements.
Right. So you guys have gone from Fresno to Yakima to now South Dakota.
Yep.
Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Are you the only Mexican family?
No, there's Guatemalans, but there's also Mexicans, but rarely.
Right.
Like you might see a Mexican.
Right.
It's not like here or out there in California. Like you might be like, oh, what are you doing here? You know, like.
So did you feel when you were just walking around, you're like, all right, we got to be on our toes here because we stand out. Did you feel that kind of racism? Not racism, but like.
Yeah.
If I went to Apatzingon.
Oh, definitely. You're going to have eyes on you. Right. You're like, yeah,
So did you have that? Did you feel that in Sioux Falls?
Yeah, okay. Definitely. We had people call on us just from driving in the car.
Yeah.
And like they would call the cops on us and they would pull us over and like, hey, what are you guys doing here?
Right.
Like,
so you guys had to be on your game.
Yeah, we had to.
Okay, so you guys were now getting coke from the Sinaloa cartel. Were they coming from? How were you guys getting them all the way up there?
Well, we used to get them out there in Atlanta.
Okay.
In Lawrenceville, up there.
Okay. So Atlanta is like the hub. Atlanta is like the hub now, well, especially for meth, but it sounds like coke too.
Well, there's a big crack preference out there in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. Then there is a meth preference out there in South Dakota.
Right. But you guys are getting coke still. We're still on the coke. So how were you guys? Were you guys driving it up?
Yeah, basically driving it up.
Would you drive yourself? Would you drive them yourself?
I used to be with the driver.
So you guys are in South Dakota. You would drive to Atlanta, and that's where your connect was.
Yep.
And then you drive it back. How many keys would you have in the car at a time?
Maybe 5, 10, maybe.
Was that you nervous? Were you sweating that drive, or did you just put it out of your mind?
Oh, dude, man, it's like it's one of the worst feelings, man. Just in the back of your head, you might get pulled over, and then having that and and then if you get a cop behind you, but we used to have 2 cars. Mm-hmm. We used to have one in front and one in the back, mm-hmm. And a couple of times we had to swerve in front of a cop.
For real?
Yeah, we had to get in there because he was going to get pulled over, and we just we lost control.
Oh, and so you were in the spotter car. You were in the spot car.
Yep.
Wow.
Spot, or sometimes we would take turns. I would, go in the front, or I would drive, but it was 4 people. We rotated each other, and
right.
So
you guys were a little team.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you get the keys back to Sioux Falls, but now there's no competition, so you guys can just basically cut it almost as much as you want.
Yeah, but also it took a big hit. The blow took a big hit in the early 2000s. Blow took a hit, and what they started doing was meth.
Why did blow take a huge hit? I mean, I know meth got huge, obviously, but I'm just curious what. For
the same effect, I think that meth, the amount of power meth brought with it. I mean not power, but what happened was cheaper, and you got endless supply.
Right.
So it was basically easy transition, and then with people that you're dealing with, you're not dealing with anybody else but yourself. With other people, you're like, oh, they want you to keep moving. Mm-hmm. They want you to this ain't no end. No, we're not stopping. You got to keep going.
Like when you're dealing with coke.
Yeah, you might get killed, I think, in the coke game easier. Because of because like I said, everybody's greedy with the coke. Everybody's like, I want my money, like that, and
right.
And it's like, oh man, you know what? It's a headache, basically. It's a headache.
So more people were selling meth, and that's why it became such a huge thing in these small towns all over America. because more Mexicans like you were bringing it in there.
Oh yeah, and
Okay.
I took full advantage of it too.
Okay, so you were moving coke for a while. By the way, your father now had already gone to prison, right?
Well, he went to prison. He had came out, but he wasn't in the game at that point. He was just, he had a regular job, and
He got a job.
yeah.
What did he go to prison for? Like, what were his charges? And how long did he do?
Well, I think it was just just reentry or something like that, because when they busted that place, he didn't get charged for it because they didn't even know who it was.
Okay, what happened?
Well, they were out there in a house out there in the boonies, and all of a sudden they see a big helicopter. So my dad starts running. I start running, and then one of my uncles took saying, "Oh, he took all the fall for it."
Okay, how much product did they find?
Just like some pieces. That's because this is heroin. That's when he got busted, and that was
Okay.
And just probably like 5-6 pieces, but it could have been more at some. That was just how much it was at the time.
Oh, so they didn't find the mother load.
No. And then we had a very strong rule about make sure you make a hole so deep where your hand can barely, all the way from your hand, so you can bury it. Like we were firm believers in, we buried a lot.
So you buried a lot of product.
Everything.
Okay.
A product. I probably still have out there in South Dakota, and probably to this day it's still there.
Right.
Right. We just always been a firm believers in that. My dad with cash. I mean, when he got arrested, they went to our house and they had the whole backyard just full of holes. The DEA had a bunch of holes all over the house.
And they didn't find nothing?
They didn't find nothing because they went into our house, but my dad never kept something in the house.
Wow. He just got busted for being an illegal immigrant.
Because nobody told on him. He actually didn't even have to be there. That's the part that really messes him up. I think if he didn't have to be at that place, he just went because he was partying and know.
But he never took so all those years of dealing crazy weight, he never took a charge.
Never.
That's crazy. That's legendary.
That was the closest he got, but he only got like 2 years or something like small, like a year or something like that for a whole different other charges, nothing to do with drugs.
And then did they deport him after that?
Yeah.
And then he snuck back in?
We went to live, he took the whole family, went out to live to Mexico.
Okay, I got you. And
for
then,
like 2 years.
And then you guys snuck back in as a family?
I mean, not me. I ain't know what. No, I'm just. But my all my other siblings, they did. They had to go through the mountains and stuff. Not me.
Really?
Hell no. Not me. I got papers, baby.
Yeah. So little old Fernando just walked across the border.
Little fat Fernando,
And then your other siblings had to sneak across with a coyote.
Yeah. Well, shit. My mom one time she had to sneak me in through the mountains and stuff, and I had papers because they didn't have nobody to cross me over.
To escort you.
Yeah, nobody to cross me over. So, hey, man, my mom, I remember that I was like 5 years old. We snuck back into the United States.
Where did you cross over?
I remember being in a hotel room in Tijuana. And just waiting for the money for the pollero and, trying to get it to him and everything. I remember my little fat ass was eating hot dogs, all sorts of hot dogs out there and stuff like that, and just being in a hotel room for almost a week because it was a whole week just in the hotel room.
Just waiting for the word. Just
waiting and just remember being in a room for like a whole week.
That really unites a family. That really bonds a family illegally entering a sovereign nation.
Yeah, my mom used to like watering her plants too. So yeah, no, my mom's definitely she's definitely a thug. My mom is.
Yeah, Mexican women are soldiers.
Yeah.
Okay, wow, that's wild. So you guys ended up in South Dakota when you're a teenager because your dad died, and you had family out there in Sioux Falls. So this is the first time that you got into the game, hustling, you're cooking up keys, repackaging them. Tell us about the meth. This is the early 2000s. This is when, just for some quick drug history, this is when they put the ban on buying unlimited amounts of Sudafed. So because what used to happen was white people could make it. They would send their junkie friends into pharmacies all over the place, and they would just buy up all the pseudoephedrine pills, and then they would, make them in buckets and cook them in trailers. That's that biker dope.
Yeah,
That's a nasty speed biker shit. So they made that super illegal. They cracked down on it.
Yep.
And this is what gave Mexican cartels the monopoly on it. Because then you guys started cooking the purest rock known to man.
Yeah, definitely.
So how did you guys get linked up? Who was your original connect in South Dakota?
When we were in South Dakota, we used to get from out there in Washington State. We used to get a lot from Washington State in the beginning when it was crank, because that's where a lot of, like, when it was crank, it was different. It was like, it was cool. Mm-hmm. But once meth hit, it was over. It grabbed people by the hairs like never before. It turned everything upside down.
Right.
If a junkie didn't know what to do with crank, forget about meth. It just took them over the edge.
Yeah.
That's when, like you said, with all that, the crank was cool, and you were making a lot of money with the crank too.
Right.
But meth money was definitely, being there in the early stages as well, was definitely a blessing in a way.
Your connect, was that family, or was that also Sinaloa in Atlanta?
No. I mean, Sinaloa, we would never deal with Sinaloa. Like, after the stuff we went through with the coke, we put them to a side. Yeah, man.
Right.
To this day, I still don't trust people from Sinaloa. I mean, but for my own personal reasons.
What happened with the coke?
It was just too much stress, like threats. And like I said, meth came into the picture, and it was hard to get off those 60% keys now. Don't get it twisted. Like, it's hard moving shit that's not good.
Right, of course.
So it's like, it's a no-brainer. We just got a different product. And
who was your plug? Who were you buying the meth from?
It was probably somewhere in Michoacán. That's like that.
Who was your plug in the U.S.? Where were you picking it up from?
It was probably just uncles, stuff like that. Some of my uncles.
Okay.
But they're all my uncles. That's the thing. They're all my uncles. They're all uncles. Like, everybody knows each other out there.
Yeah. They were driving it up to you all the way to Sioux Falls?
All the way to Atlanta or something like that.
Okay.
Up to Atlanta, they would drive it there, and then from there, we would drive it up to us.
Right.
And then we got money, and we got a little bit of money, so we had people just driving it for us. I'm like, I'm not going to be driving all that amount of hours for...
Because you're getting crazy money now.
But I was never scared, and it wasn't that. I was just being lazy, honestly.
Okay, so you got a pound of meth for $4,000. How do you turn that into two? What is the cooking of pure crystal meth? Like, how do you even cook up huge rock? How do you even stretch huge rocks?
That's the blessing of not having no competition. You can cook it. We were doing it the nastiest ways ever, man. There were times where we would go and deliver ounces or something, and like the cut would melt in my pocket. Be like, they're like, oh, dudes be like, no, man, that shit sucks, whatever. And I'd be like, oh, yeah. No, definitely. I know. I'm going to go get you something. Like, I believe, I forgot it. I forgot it or something.
Wow.
That's how, we were.
But they were taking it because nobody else was selling
had it.
Okay, so how do you stretch it though? Like, how do you stretch pure cooked up meth?
It's this vitamin. It's a flexible vitamin for horses. We used to do it the nasty way, where we just, we would just liquefy the in the stove, liquefy it, and then just make some sheets like cooking pans. And then we just put a thin layer of that stuff, and then that thing kind of like crystallizes it, and then you can kind of replicate what it actually looks like from that.
Well, I don't get it.
You just you join them together, but you don't have to cook. Like, it's all got to be cold, basically. So you have the meth, and then you make like kind of shards out of the the cut. You try to like crystallize it, and then you just mix them.
Oh, I see. I see. Okay, so it's not like you melt all of it down and then heat it back up. Okay.
Now that's what we did, but I heard you could do that. But it was knowledge. Like everybody kept the secret back in the day.
Right.
Everybody was like, "Oh man, I'm not gonna give away my secrets like that." It wasn't.
Wow.
That's what it was really hard.
Okay, so you would take this horse tranquilizer or this horse medicine, vitamin, and then essentially just bake it and then try to make it look like the meth, and then you just scramble it all around.
And then it would just it vaporize like nothing. But
Right. Right.
yeah, that was it.
And so you could take 448 grams and turn that into an extra 448.
Yeah, basically, sometimes even more. Wow. We used to have. I remember, me and my brother used to have so much cut that we would be like, have like 4 extra ounces just that we didn't need. So we'd be like, for the host, just throw it in there too.
Yeah.
And that's how we did it.
Killing them. So you're selling, and you could sell 1,000 an ounce.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Back then it was a Mexican weed too. Oh, a lot of Mexican weed.
So and how many pounds are you picking up per trip?
We started small, probably 5, but then that went up to 10. And then our stash could only hold so much. Also, that was the problem. Our stash could only hold so much, so we just 5, 10. That was 10 was pushing it.
But 10 pounds of meth, I mean, that's you do the math. You're making 28,000. Hold on, let's do this math here. 4,000 to buy it, 1,000 an ounce. That's $16,000. So you make 10 pounds of meth, you make about $160,000.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Now, how fast can you move it?
When it's hot, you don't have enough time in the day. You don't have enough drivers driving you shit. You don't have. And then it's just. I mean, you don't have enough time in the day.
Oh, that's the drug dealer's dream, when the demand outweighs the supply. When you're like,
yeah, man,
I got to get more.
Oh man, that's a wet dream.
And are your customers white?
Yeah, all of them.
Wow. How did you make customers? You know what I mean? Like, how do you broach that? Because obviously, people that aren't white think every white guy's a cop. How did you start getting your name out there in a place like South Dakota?
It's like, it was a fate too. Like, once it hit the market, like meth hit the market, it was like, oh yeah, you want to try this meth type deal, or whatever. And then it's like, I had a bunch of friends from school, like here and there,
right.
But mostly were just people you socialize with.
Right. Say, hey, try this. And then they know a bunch of people that want to buy it, and then they turn into dealers.
Yeah, basically. And it was just you got to take a chance when you're getting fronted. You got to pay, and you got to always take a chance, because that's how you get the rewards.
Yeah.
Because one of my best customers, I met her at the gas station. She looked at me, I looked at her, and I was like, "Oh, you're a tweaker." Oh. And you just gotta have that insight. It's something that I always know. I'm like, oh yeah, I can get some weed from this person, or or whatever. It's like, yeah.
Well, that's how. In my experience, I saw the people in the county jail. Most of the people there for selling meth were also tweakers themselves. The only people who weren't were the Mexicans. They were the ones supplying it. So were most of your customers, most of your dealers also using it?
All of them were. All my customers were using meth. All of them.
Yeah.
And they hated me.
Why?
So much cut that I put in the stuff. Yeah. So they hated me. And they used to say, we'll pay you $2,000 an ounce, just don't cut them.
Sounds like a no-brainer, right?
Yeah, but I mean, the people you work for, they don't like, not that you work for them, but some of the people you work with.
Yeah.
Like they had family that from where we're from in Michoacán, they had a big bill. They had to pay like a $2 million bill. Man, they're still alive too. And
they had a bill? What does that mean?
They owed like $2 million.
To the family.
Yeah.
In Michoacán.
Mm-hmm. And they had to pay it, or heads are gonna roll.
Yeah.
And they took a chance on us. And unfortunately, we should have made more money, but it is what it is. But yeah,
So you guys could move 10 a week?
Oh,
More than that?
more than that.
Wow.
More than that, easily.
Wow. So you guys are literally the only Mexicans doing this in Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
I think, ever to do it like that.
Wow.
To actually get away with, it's like a highway, what do you call that? It's like a robbery, highway
robbery, yeah.
That's what it is.
Were you, what did you think? I mean, I know you grew up with money, but to see all this money coming in, it's like magic, right?
It's like magic, but at the same time, I've been around with so much money, even to this day, I was like, it's like, I don't know. If I have $5, $5, I'm going to spend them on something,
Do you think you made more than your dad?
He had a long stretch. So
he had a long stretch, but do you think you made more than him certainly in like that shorter period of time?
Oh, definitely. Oh, like crazy.
Killed it.
Everybody was like, what?
So
to
the
this
family
day, I
found out.
still got people hitting me up. What's up with that out there? And it's still out there.
Did your uncles back in Michoacan, did they hear about how good you guys were doing?
Well, yeah. My mom used to send them money all the time. Of course they did.
Wow. So was anybody a big narco from your family that was in Mexico at this time?
No, not
Okay.
out there. No. Because, I remember back in that, and we never hear no familia Michoacana back when we were nobody.
So it was really just drug dealers from, just drug families from Michoacan before the cartel actually became like this organized militant.
Yeah, it's a whole different. It's like it's like militant kind of group.
Right.
And the Zetas were in that sense, they were the ones that really put that harsh,
brought that kind of culture,
that violence,
that kind of culture. That's true.
Yeah,
that is very true.
You had a Felix side, but they were all family. They were all by their last name or El Chapo, but then he had make Sinaloa and like all the cartels or whatever. And,
okay, so you guys are making just money hand over fist. Are you burying any of this money? Are you counting out, like when you get $100,000 in as profit, like what do you do with that? You burying it all over South Dakota?
Yeah.
Wow.
Basically like you're gardening, acting like you're gardening, but
How do you keep track of all that?
Sometimes you forget.
Yeah.
One time I couldn't find 50,000. I was losing my head because this is at the very end. You know how it is. Like I was losing my head. I was crying. I was a kid, so I was almost crying, dude, looking for this, and I was sure enough thinking it was somebody, and then fortunately I did find it.
You were like, how old? 18, 19 years old?
About 18, I think, around this time.
Wow. How many pounds of meth do you think you moved in your run?
Oh, man, at least 300.
Yeah.
At least 300. It was a lot.
Damn, dude. You guys had $1 million operation.
Yeah.
Dude, says you and your brother, or your two brothers.
That was because remember how I told you my brother got arrested? Mm-hmm. How he went with charges of just he only had cut that stuff, so he went away for that. That's when I started myself. I was like 17 when I did it myself, but I already had the whole playbook. I had what place to run.
Wow.
Everything, and it was just people doing what's it called? Because they knew there was money.
So you were running this whole operation yourself?
Yeah, there was a point where I had to.
Wow.
Because like I said, you couldn't trust nobody. Like you just couldn't.
What was like the end goal? Like I know you're 18, you're still a child, but like what did you think? I know a lot of people go to these different spots and they expect that they're going to go to prison. So they just hit it as hard as they can and they make as much money as they can and try to send it back to Mexico before they get arrested. Did you think that was going to happen to you?
No, I honestly, being young like that, my dad's like, oh, we should all just go back to Mexico and like, let's go. And like, no, I never had that. I just wanted to keep on making money. And
so your dad wanted to go back to Mexico?
Yeah, but I didn't. I knew already I was going to be.
You're getting too much money. You didn't want to go back.
Yeah, I didn't want to go back. And plus, the way it's out there, man, I can't live out. I'm in that way. I I like my McDonald's and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah, they don't have McDonald's in Mexico.
Not in Apatzingán. So,
franchise it, bro.
Yeah, right? They don't, yeah.
Every Mexican cartel needs a white guy to just be like, bro, stop being for 1 second. Anyways, no offense.
No. That's true. Definitely. Or somebody smart enough to, you know, a Jewish guy or something.
Yeah, I don't even think it takes a Jew to be
But he's
like,
gonna rob you,
maybe
so-
we should invest millions instead of gambling it all on card games.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? I'm not a Jew, but I can see how that makes sense.
It's a lot smarter.
Oh,
It's just easy money. Just
how long did this run go on?
probably I was 15 when I started helping my brother, all the way till I was 19.
Okay. How long did your brother go away for?
He went away he got a 12-year sentence. He went away for 10.
Okay, so your brother went away to prison
Yep.
for what?
Conspiracy of selling 500 grams or more of methamphetamines. And he got, as the head, you know, the main guy, they give you extra time. So he got 142 months, I believe.
And that was out of South Dakota or somewhere else?
South Dakota.
Okay. So you took over the business, but were you worried like about getting popped now that the area was hot?
Well, that's the funny part about that is a week before I got taken, my mom had crying, told me, "Oh, you want to end up like your brother?" And like, you know, I'm like, man, I ain't scared about 10 years. I told her like that straight up. Wow. I wasn't scared about getting time. It's something you know that you always have that's gonna happen. I mean, that's what every drug deal you do. You know, hey, what if it's, you know, they just bum rush you and, you know, DA comes in and scoops you up. So yeah, that was something, but I was ignorant. I was ignorant. I just didn't care. Didn't care.
Yeah.
And sure enough, I got sentenced to 121 months.
Okay, so you're 19 when you catch your case. How do they build the case? Like when you saw the discovery paperwork, did you have, I assume some of your workers were telling on you?
Well, I got set up by the guy who, this guy I used to work with, this white guy, he called me up saying he owed me like 20 grand. And they didn't think nothing of it. He's like, hey, yeah, I got your money. And then he wanted more work, he wanted like 2 pounds. And I was thinking about taking them. So what I did is I'm like, no, I'm not going to take, I'm just going to go over there real quick. And I'm driving there. I'm driving. I pull up to a green light. I look over and I'm like, man, this guy's a detective. You know, this guy's a detective. I'm just thinking too much, you know, not thinking nothing really serious, you know, for what it really was. I pull up to his house. I remember getting out of my car. I see a red GMC come up to me and says, DA, don't move. And I tried running, grabbed me, and yeah, put me in there.
Yeah, well, what other evidence do they have on you? Did they have controlled buys? Did they have?
They had, yeah, but you know.
There you go.
They had it was a conspiracy too.
Great. What about the conspiracy? How long have they been building the case?
They had been building it for since I was probably like 16. They were building that case.
For 3 years?
Yep, 3-4 years.
Holy shit. They had you. How many sales did they have you on?
They had me about probably, I think they had two, just two of them, but that was more than enough. There was one of them that I'm on the camera, I'm seeing myself like, oh shit,
really?
Like yeah, literally.
Are you selling pounds?
Yeah, I had I had 2 pounds, and I literally got off. My customer got off. She was in the front. I was in the back talking to her. She gets off, and then I get off and I go behind her, and and we go into the motel room. Sure enough, she gets busted on the way coming from Sioux Falls to this place called Mitchell, where she used to work at. And yeah, and that was one of them. And that time it was 2 pounds that they, you know.
Right. So now they have you on over 500 grams.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Then that guy also proved a point about that I said, yeah, on the phone, yeah, I'm going to take you 2 pounds. Like they went crazy looking for that 2 pounds they never had. I never had.
So they raided your house?
No.
Oh, just your car?
No.
Right.
They didn't they didn't know about my workers I had or anything like that.
Wow.
They didn't know anything. Like they didn't even knew where I lived.
Damn, but that's enough to get you 8-9 years in prison? Just 4 pounds of meth with no priors?
Well,
I guess
he
so.
did say also he added on to how many cells he had, or they both, you know, they ended up saying snitching to probably like 100 pounds, you know,
Right.
for how much weight they moved for me.
Right. Right.
So
These are just your main workers that were telling on you.
they told on me. Yeah, and out there in South Dakota, it's like not that hard to distinguish somebody, you know.
Yeah. Damn. So they hung you. Well, you know, they gave you what, a 10-year sentence?
Yeah, it was first ever time being locked up too, so it was my first sentence ever.
Right.
So I didn't have no priors. My brother didn't have no priors neither. I think that's why they gave us the low end, and I mean, you know, we copped out to that in first offense. No priors, like I said too, helps out a lot.
Damn, that's brutal though. So but they didn't find any product really.
No, they didn't find no product.
Or money.
No money neither.
That's good. You know, that pisses them off.
Oh yeah.
When they can't find anything, they try to push the government to give you more time. That's my theory anyways. They try to prosecute you harder because they know you got a lot of money, and when they can't get their hands, because all they do is just put that in their pocket. Or they go declare it and then they use it to buy guns, more equipment, new cars. Like what they want is your money. And so when they can't get that, I think it really pisses them off.
Yeah, like if you give them, oh, I live here, for sure that place is getting raided. Whatever you tell them, you know, where you're at or whatever, oh, that place is getting raided. And then I can be like, oh, I stay with my mom or dad. Right. You know, I couldn't be like that. You know, and basically they were mad. They were mad. They were mad because I couldn't say anything too. It's hard. It's hard when you have family involved, I want to say, or people that know your family.
Right.
And then that's one thing we like my dad never snitched. My uncles never snitched.
Yeah.
I mean, I just couldn't.
Do you think that's why the Michoacan people are so successful at drug dealing? Because you guys are always dealing with family, so people are less incentivized to tell on each other, right?
Yeah, and that's why you front too. That's why you always like, oh, let me front this real quick. Yeah, he's cool.
Why?
Well, because you want everybody to get money. And then and that's something off your back. You know, who has 20, 30, 40 grand to like invest? Oh, you know what? I'm going to put 30, 40 grand into selling drugs. Nobody thinks like that. When you can just get everything fronted.
Right. I get it from you. I know you can sell it. So here, boom, 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 boom. Now, your dad went away to prison with $2 million owed to him. Did you have any money owed to you?
Yeah, I had a lot of money owed to me.
How much money was owed to you?
About 90 to like 95,000.
Okay, so a lot, but not.
Not 2
that
million.
much. I mean,
not too much.
You're making that a week.
Yeah, I was. But
did you owe your people in Atlanta?
No, because I started buying wholesale. I just started buying.
Okay, so
I was just paying at the end. I was just like, I'm not gonna owe nobody.
It's a lot cleaner that way if you can afford it.
If you can afford it.
So your re-up was like, if you're picking up, what was the most pounds you picked up?
Most pounds, probably like 10, but because of the sizes of the stash where you put them in, that's all it holds.
How was your stash? How did that work?
It was we used to use a lot of like Tauruses, Ford Tauruses, because they had this plaque in the back in the trunk that you can like take off, and you could put it back on, but just with like you could erase it like nothing with not erase it. Let me say with like oil and stuff, you could like blend it all in with all the dirt and whatever, and yes, that's how you did it. One time we had coming from Atlanta, we had a car. We up 10 pounds because it was raining, and you know how out there it rains really bad, and it went over the tires, the water. Oh, and it just like that just killed everything.
Whoa! So all the meth got soaked.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, because that's a tiny little car,
and it's really low too.
Right.
It's low. So,
did you guys have like dog proof? Did you guys try to like spray it or anything like that? You know how like the cartels, they put, I think, chili water with like chili powder in it, and then they spray it onto the units because the dog hits it and it recoils.
This is the way we wrapped up our stuff. We would use a lot of coffee. Coffee. So basically, we would just like wrap it up, put some soap. Some Ajax, put some soap, wrap it up, some Ajax, some soap, some coffee, just like that until that's how.
And then you lift up the panel of the Taurus.
You take it down. You take it down, and then
so you get under the car and take it down.
You got to get under the car, yep.
Did you have a guy who helped you in Atlanta? Did you guys have, or were you able to do it yourselves?
We did it
You're
ourselves.
Mexican, dude.
We did it ourselves, man.
Show me a Mexican that can't find panel of a tourist.
Oh man,
dude.
Yeah, like that was the easiest. Somebody was like just randomly like, yeah, just put them in there. And I'm like, what? I went under. I'm like, holy shit, yeah.
Wow. Okay, so then you drill it out.
Yeah, well, yeah, basically just drill. It's like bolts.
Right.
Just drill them out and then put it down, and then you just use like oil or something, or like just to like blend it in so it doesn't look too fresh,
Oh, so you guys were using new cars?
Yeah. Well, Tauruses back then. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you want to make it look like, I don't understand.
Oh well, like cars, how under them they're all dirty.
Right.
So you're gonna tell if somebody moves, or if they're gonna know.
Oh, you're gonna know if somebody's taken off a panel. I see. I see.
You would know right away, so you would blend it in.
I see.
Yeah, or stuff like that, or also just to like so you don't see the bolts. Try to get it. Yeah. So everything's just blended in. Basically, so yeah.
It's such like the Mexican narco drug dealing culture is like. It's like it's the way like Jewish people talk about money and real estate in New York. You guys, that's how Mexicans talk about it. Everybody's always talking like, oh, hey, here's a tip for how to conceal meth. Here's a tip for how to stretch coke. Like, do you know what I mean? It's a constant, like, it's like a fraternity.
Like, yeah. Like,
you know what I mean?
So, yeah, so it's like, it is.
Wow.
And then you just
here, this is how you do it. You bury money. This is how deep you got to bury the money so they don't find it.
Yeah.
It's these like, the traditions that are passed down from generation to generation.
What kind of acetone do you use?
Yeah.
Where do you get those what's it called? To compress it, what do you, just stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah. Or, hey, I seen this car, you should get those license plate or whatever. And just stuff like that. We're pretty good at being, how can I put it?
Resourceful.
Yeah. Resourceful. Yeah. And then, like I said, it's something that we grow accustomed to. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't see nothing bad people selling drugs. Like that's the job, Mind my own business.
Right. Yeah.
So,
there's no stigma around it.
Yeah.
Like, that's just that's what they do. Drug dealers. Yeah. Why? Because they demand it. People demand it. Yeah. It's not his. It's just his. Just a business.
Yeah, it is. And basically, that's how I look at it.
Was your mom disappointed though? Now that she had 2 sons in prison.
Oh, definitely. Probably just misses us more than anything.
Right. Because now your dad is gone.
Yeah. More than anything. Yeah, that was the
hardest part.
The hardest part, yeah.
Now you did 8.5 off of 10.
Yep.
To a 10-year stretch. How was prison?
It was.
How was being in the feds? Were there a lot of Michoacaneses around there, or are you?
Oh yeah, especially around that time. Like everybody was getting 20, 30, like nothing. Mm-hmm. Everybody was, and they all came from Washington or Atlanta, so. I'd be like, oh, I'm from this little pueblo. Be like, oh, this person, and everybody. It's like a
It's a tribe.
It's like, it's like somehow everybody knows somebody. I've seen people that I knew from the streets. I'm like, hey, what are you doing here? I hadn't seen you in a while. Well, I'm here.
Now you're in the feds.
Yeah. And
now, do you run Paisa?
Yeah.
That's
I ran Paisa.
Okay. Even though you are an American.
Yeah.
You're born here, but you're running with the yeah. No offense, we love you. You know what it's a way to demarcate people. That's what a Paisa is. It's a Mexican immigrant who gets caught selling drugs.
But I mean, in there, you know how it is. You have to, I mean, with Mexicans, oh, you're tough, huh? No. You don't know what tough is really being tough. Like they're gonna be trying to be how can you swim against a wave? Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, you're getting up. You ain't. Oh, you're Christian? No, don't pick up the Bible now. And like that, I was never a cholo. I was never into gang banging, none of that. I was never into that. I was into the selling drugs, getting money, big money.
Do you think most of the Paisas there were there for drugs?
No, a lot of reentry. And those were the ones that were up.
How so?
They create a lot of problems.
Is that because they're not real criminals?
And they don't have that much time.
Right.
So they don't care,
Right. But you must have had a lot of respect in there just from your name and for, being so young, being this kingpin.
Yeah, being young and mostly that, basically that, just being young and knowing the knowledge I had and going back to the people, that they knew about me too. I had people that knew about me.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a point that I got I had calls when I was there. My dad, hey, here, you want to talk to this person? I'll be like, no, I want to talk to that.
Seriously? They just, wow.
Yeah, because they were like, oh, I'm trying to get some money too.
So people were still hitting you up when you were in prison for the connect, for work?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I've known people that went out to South Dakota and became millionaires just going out there and like, I'm going to see what's out here.
Wow. So they took your idea. They found they filled the void.
Yeah. I mean, somebody has to.
Wow.
It's a lot, yeah.
Now, the money you buried, were you able to get your people to access some of it so you could live in there?
Yeah. No, definitely. Yeah. Okay. I would have breaking out of prison if I had to get that money.
Right. Oh, you're smarter than your dad. You didn't gamble it all away, though.
I didn't get a lot of time, too. That's the thing.
Right.
Because I gambled a lot of it when I was locked up.
So you guys are playing that same game that your dad used to play?
No, I was playing poker in prison.
Okay.
That table. With everybody gets there, and there was a lot of people with a lot of money there doing a lot of time.
Yeah.
That's the only way they can, that you do. I go to sleep owing like $8,000, and not even sleeping, just waiting for the card or dreaming about playing cards. Or one time I remember I lost like a pot that had like 10,000 in it. Wow. I remember grabbing the cards and I was so mad and I just threw them and I went to my room. I was mad. Yeah, man. It was.
Damn, you got the itch.
Yeah.
Like your father, dude. You guys got that gambling bug.
Yeah.
That's so crazy how much money there is in the feds. There's $10,000 card games in prison.
Yeah. And yeah,
are you playing with other races or are you just at the Paisa?
I'm Paisa, so I could gamble with the other races. I mean, nobody, as long as your troubles don't bring any drama to the card, they don't,
Right.
Yeah.
Who was running at the institutions you were at? Who was running the card games? Who owned the card games?
Mostly, it was a lot of white guys. They were the ones. Yeah, man, a lot of them.
Is that just because? How does that work? Like, if you have a big enough bank, that gives you the advantage, right? Because you got the money to pay out if people win. Is that the key to having a game in prison?
Yep.
Okay.
That's basically that's it, and reputation too. I mean, you're gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna open up a card game. No, you're not. Why are you gonna open a dome? You're not.
Yeah.
You don't have good people with money. I mean, they're not gonna go to to another person
If they don't know you.
if they don't know you.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up not paying. I ended up paying only like $5,000 one time, and then I also lost like 800 every week. So I mean, you had to be paying every other week. You had to be paying.
Right.
Or once I mean, ain't none of that. Oh, commissary hit. Nope. You know, or I just got my spending limit back. Nope. You got to have people outside handle that for you.
So you couldn't pay with stamps.
Well, you can only have so many stamps, and then they did a big crackdown. I remember they did a big crackdown where people were losing, books.
Huge books of stamps. So if you lost $10,000 in a prison card game, you would have to have your people on the outside pay cash to that whoever owned the game's people
Or had somebody, put the money in there.
on the books, right?
Yeah.
Oh. Did your family outside say something? Were they like, "Hey, Fernando, you got to stop this, dude"?
Yeah, no.
Like, who was running things for you? Who was looking after things for you on the outside?
Yeah, no, definitely. You can only imagine. I'd be like, man, don't worry about it. Just send me that. But yeah, my mom would be the person taking the finance my stuff. When I went away.
Were you making any moves while you were in prison? Like moves still on the street? Like if you knew somebody that wanted something, needed something, could you facilitate deals from cell phones in there?
No. Well, I could say yeah. No, yeah. I also ran a card table myself. At the end, I ended up, making money like that too. But definitely being in a camp, I used to have people drop off, stuff there.
The camps are rampant with drugs.
Or also people be like, hey, I'm going home. Oh, where you going? Oh, well, you going there? Oh, here, man. Hit my boy up. Quick little number I give them,
Yeah.
Make them make money.
So, and you just take a little piece of whatever.
They look out.
Yeah.
Yeah, here and there.
Right.
I just had a network where I could put a lot of people on, but it's like, yeah.
You're
like,
putting them on through your connect in Atlanta.
Yeah, or depending where they were going, because I could reach out to Chicago if I had to. I mean, I got a lot of Mexican, like a lot of people from Michoacán out there too.
In Chicago.
Yep, in Chicago, and there's a lot of people out there. Black guys, they're like, they're looking for like the next Coke connection or something, and I'll be like, yeah, just here, hit up my boy,
and then he would just take care of you.
Yeah.
So you had Coke connects in Chicago, Meth connects in Atlanta. Do those big connects ever get busted, to your knowledge?
Kind of like probably, I would say they either smarten up or they're probably in prison too.
But those are the organizations. So if one guy goes down, they send more people.
Yeah. No, I still know people out there that definitely.
Yeah. Still working?
Oh yeah. I could just go right back to it if I wanted to.
What year did you get out?
I got out in 2013.
Okay.
13, like I think January or something like. No, it was a summer. So it was like June, July or something like that.
And you paroled back to South Dakota?
To Fresno.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're back where it all began.
Yeah. That's where, once we got arrested, that's where my mom decided to move back to out there saying, oh, it's going to be better. Imagine going back to California saying, oh, I don't want because I still have a younger brother, he does his thing, he's not like us. But he basically, she's like, oh, I'm going to move out. I don't want this one to go to prison too, which could have probably happened. Mm-hmm. She was all scared of Sioux Falls.
Right.
She's like, they already took 2 of my kids, so she's like, and I don't want to take any more kids.
Wow. Do you ever go back to Mexico?
I haven't been to Mexico. I've been to the border. I've been to Juarez and out there to Tijuana a couple times.
Yeah. So you got cousins in the game on the other side?
Not right now. Well, for the fact that a lot of people, it's just the violence, and they're all too. They're all messed up into drugs and all that. And not people I would trust.
Wow. And then do you have any family left in Michoacán?
Yeah, we do. We have a lot of family out there.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm actually planning a trip here pretty soon too.
What's the game they tell you? How are people feeling in today with what's going on with Trump? And I mean, he's basically just killing everybody and doing whatever the he wants. What's the sentiment right now amongst the cartel in Michoacán? Just business?
Right now, they're really scared because a lot of people can say whatever they want, but the DEA's been to out there in Michoacán in the little they taken some people of like some big heads, like they've been going out there and extraditing them back. They've been extraditing a lot of people from out there. A lot of people don't talk about it, but yeah, like they extraditing people from out there, so everybody's all scared.
Well, Cartel Unidos, that's the new target. Cartel Unidos, that's what I keep seeing. They got huge bounties on those two brothers, and they're sending all the meth. They're sending all of it, man. It's
something that people also they don't feel bad. Like they'll see somebody down, they don't, he was looking for it, and it's it's like it's been indebted into so many kids and stuff.
Yeah,
now they just don't have feelings for that like that.
To the violence.
The violence. Yeah. I mean, they're scared, of course.
Yeah,
they're scared. People are scared, but it's like that's what they're used to.
Yeah,
that's what they're used to.
Yeah. Wow, that is really crazy, man. Well, Fernando, we really appreciate you coming all the way out here and blessing us with that story. That's some different shit, dude.
Oh yeah.
What are you doing these days? What do you do with yourself?
I just take care of my son. Trying to grow this company, this weed company out there in Cali. Hopefully.
You got a weed company?
Well, I'm trying to, but it's a lot of technical, margins and stuff that I gotta locations and stuff because depending what law or that's right now.
Yeah.
Trying to see if I get something going with that. Other than that, just enjoying.
Do you ever think about getting back in the game since you are so connected?
Right. Every day.
Every day, right?
Every day. Sometimes I'm like, man, it's very it's definitely a part of me as well. So that's something that
it really is.
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, you're a third generation Michoacan drug dealer, man.
Yeah. And I'm trying to prevent my son from being the fourth.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's
All right, brother. Well, thank you again.
All right,
appreciate
man.
it. All right, guys.